What's up, everybody? Welcome to another director ranking video where I rank every film by a certain director. And welcome to the second ever updated director ranking video where I rank every movie by a certain director again but this time adding their most recent film. I the only other updated director ranking video I've done was Kevin Smith. Now I am doing Wes Anderson. So yeah, all right. So keep in mind, of course, personal opinions. If my favorite is your least favorite, sorry. If my least favorite is your favorite, then too bad. Um, and this ranking, I don't think a lot of people are going to like this ranking very much. Whether or not they liked the original Wes Anderson ranking, I'm not sure. But this one's different. And it proves that I'm actually I'll go and say I'm more of a early Wes Anderson fan than a later Wes Anderson fan. You'll see what I'm talking about when we when we get there, especially when you see my top five. And not much has changed, really. Actually, a few things have changed. Actually, a few things have changed. But I will say the top two are the same, and my least favorite is still the same. But actually, yeah, there are some differences. You'll see. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, so coming at number 11, my least favorite Wes Anderson film. Same as before, that's The French Dispatch. I didn't get a chance to rewatch it, so that's a big reason why it's still my least favorite. But even if I did rewatch it, it still would be, maybe. But yeah, I'm just ranking this by memory of that first time I watched it. It just didn't work for me. I don't know. The first story was okay with Benicio del Toro and Leah Seydoux. Is that her name? That gorgeous French chick. But yeah, I that one was okay, and I didn't like the second story, and the third story had some stuff I liked, like the animated chase scene was cool, and also it has Saoirse Ronan in it, so there's that. But I don't know. It just didn't do much for me. I'll rewatch it again one of these days whenever I get a chance to. But yeah, that's my least favorite, The French Dispatch, number 11. Okay, coming at number 10 is the most recent movie from Wes Anderson that wasn't on the original ranking, and that's Asteroid City. So yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to this movie, obviously, because I am a Wes Anderson fan, but not by much, especially because I didn't care for The French Dispatch. But this was better than The French Dispatch. It was okay. Nothing too special about this movie. Story, there was barely any story, to be honest, and I don't know, the alien was cool, and had some good actors that I like Bryan Cranston, and Steve Carell, Tom Hanks, Maya Hawke, and of course some Wes Anderson originals like Jason Schwartzman. And it also has the kid from 8th grade who played Gabe, which I didn't even notice. I never even knew he was in other Wes Anderson movies. He was also in Moonrise Kingdom and Isle of Dogs, but I noticed he was in this one. And I'm like, hey, that's Gabe from 8th grade. But I think Jake Ryan, is that his name? I think so. And I thought he was good, and the girl that he kind of had a romance with was really good too. I don't know her name. Oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in this movie too. She was all right. Yeah, the cast was fine. The cast was good as always. It just, I don't know. Definitely more kind of a style over substance kind of film though. There was a really funny joke that I thought was hilarious that involved Bryan Cranston. That made me laugh really hard, but other than that, the comedy wasn't really that funny to me, other than that joke. And I gotta be honest, I didn't really care for the cinematography. This movie's way too colorful, like way too colorful, to the point where kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. So yeah, but it's an okay movie. So yeah, Asteroid City. That's my number 10. All right, here we go. My number 9. Now this one is gonna make some people mad because this is a very beloved Wes Anderson film, and I'll go ahead and say I think it's his most overrated. And a lot of people put this at their number 1, but not me. My number 9 is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yeah, I don't hate this movie. I don't even dislike it. I do like this movie. I just don't see the appeal like everyone else does. Like, it's a good movie, but it's not like a great movie in my opinion. There's some pacing issues in it, and I don't know. It's just not that good. But it's okay. I don't even think it's that funny, to be honest. Really, I mean, aside from a few jokes, but the voice casting is good. The stop motion animation is great, of course. Although the other stop motion movie that we'll get to later, I think it's better looking, but we'll get to that later. And the soundtrack is good, but I don't know. I just don't love Fantastic Mr. Fox like everyone else does. It's a 7 out of 10 movie for me, but it's just I don't love it. I'm sorry, but I don't. But it's good. It's decent. So yeah, number 9, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Okay, coming at number 8, here goes another one that people might hate me for because I kind of think it's a little overrated too. I like it better in Fantastic Mr. Fox, obviously, because I have it won over. But I don't know. Just again, this one just doesn't really amaze me. Like much like Fantastic Mr. Fox, it just doesn't. My number 8 is The Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a good movie, but man, this one even has even more pacing issues than Fantastic Mr. Fox. After rewatching both of them just recently, this one goes by way too fast. Like, way too fast. And I don't like that. It is funny. It's even funnier than Fantastic Mr. Fox, but it's just, I don't know. And the cast is good, of course, Ray Fiennes, Willem Dafoe, Adrian Brody, Edward Norton, the kid who plays Zero, and of course Saoirse Ronan again. But it's just, I don't know. Again, I just don't see the appeal. I like it better in Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I still think it's a little overrated as well. So I'm sorry. I do own it, but yeah. Grand Budapest Hotel is number 8. So coming in at number 7, we have the other stop motion Wes Anderson film. That's Isle of Dogs. I rewatched this again, and I liked it. Well, maybe I liked it better. I don't know. Maybe I didn't actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know, because I remember really liking the story whenever I first saw it, but by this watch, I didn't love the story this time around. But other than that, I still found it very enjoyable. I think this is even funnier than Fantastic Mr. Fox, to be honest, and the animation I think is better. And even the voice acting I like better too. Bryan Cranston, I really like his character, and yeah, and everyone else too. But other than that, yeah, like I said, the story, it's okay. I don't know, but it's a decent movie. I enjoy Isle of Dogs. I just don't love it, but it's decent. So yeah, Isle of Dogs is number 7. And coming at number 6, now this one was originally my number 3 on the original ranking. The reason why it's ranked lower is because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it this time because I don't own it and I couldn't find it streaming anywhere. So And all these other movies I did rewatch again. Well, actually, two of them I didn't during this ranking, but I did like not too long ago before I rewatched these other movies. But yeah, just because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it and I had to rank it based on memory. But however, it is my favorite like recent ish Wes Anderson movie. I say ish because it is over 10 years old, but still, I still count it as one of the later Wes Anderson films. That is Moonrise Kingdom. But don't get me wrong, Moonrise Kingdom I think is great. I really like this movie a lot. And I think it's better than Grand Budapest and Fantastic Mr. Fox. And in some ways, I kind of think it's a little bit underrated. A little bit. I mean, it was critically acclaimed when it came out, yes. Was it nominated for Best Picture? It might have been. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, actually, I've heard some people say it's overrated. Like, I've even heard a few people, like, put it at their bottom, like as their least favorite, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. I don't understand that because I love this movie. This movie is really good. It's a great love story between two 12-year-olds, of course, but it's still really wholesome, really cute and whatnot. And yeah, and I also really like Bruce Willis in this movie. He's really good. So yeah, Moonrise Kingdom. That's I just need to rewatch it again. I need to get it. I don't have it, unfortunately, but maybe by the next ranking it might go back in my top, maybe not 3, but maybe 5. We'll see. But yeah, Moonrise Kingdom, that's my number 6. Okay, coming at number 5, we have Rushmore. Yeah, so the rest of these are his first 5 films. So as you could tell, I'm an early Wes Anderson fan. I don't really like the later ones all that much as I do these. But I think his first 5 films are great. Like, not all of them are perfect, but like I would say the bottom 3 aren't perfect, but they're close. They're really good films. But I do think my top 2 are pretty much perfect. But Rushmore, yeah, Rushmore was the movie that put him on the map, and it's a really good movie. I mean, Jason Schwartzman is great as Max, and Bill Murray's great as well, and what's her name? Olivia Williams is really good. It's just a really cool, funny, kind of ridiculous at times movie, and I get it when people say that it's their favorite Wes Anderson because it's really good. I just happen to like these others better, but it's really good, and the soundtrack is great too. You got I Am Waiting by the Rolling Stones. I really liked that, and it ends with The Faces Ooh La La. That I really like that one too. Yeah, great film. Rushmore, that's my number 5. Coming at number 4, though, we have one of his most underrated films. That's The Darjeeling Limited. This one and my next film are often regarded as like his worst films, and I just disagree. This one is great. I love the chemistry between the 3 leads: Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson, and Jason Schwartzman. All fantastic. Has a great soundtrack too. Has my favorite Rolling Stone song in it, "Play with Fire," and it even the short film that accompanies it at the beginning, like was it Cavalier Hotel or something like that, with Jason Schwartzman and Natalie Portman. That is really good. And every time I watch this movie, I have to watch that short film first because it does go along with the film. And yeah, it's great. It's a very different Wes Anderson film in terms of like story, but it's really good though. I really enjoy it. Yeah, Darjeeling Limited. That's my number 4. Okay, coming at number 3, we have his debut film. That's Bottle Rocket. I remember when I first saw this, I loved it. I thought it was just so good, really funny, and I just had a great time with it. And I think I don't know how many times I watched this to be honest, but I do know that whenever I rewatched it for the first the first ranking video, I didn't love it as much as the first time I saw it. So it did go down a little bit for me, but I still liked it, of course. But this time around, it went back up. It went back up. It's in the top three again, and I don't know. I mean, it's not a perfect movie. It definitely has its flaws, but it's I mean, not a lot of flaws, but it has some, But and it definitely, of course, doesn't feel much like a Wes Anderson film. At least in terms of filmmaking, it doesn't. The dialogue, I would say it's still Wes Anderson, but when it comes to like the filmmaking, it's way different. But I love it though. The Wilson brothers are amazing in this movie. They have great chemistry. Owen Wilson especially is hilarious in this movie as Dignan. And I like Robert Musgrave as well as Bob, and James Caan is even in this movie too. He's funny, and I like the romance between Luke Wilson and Inez. Yeah, Inez. I don't know the actress who played her, but I liked their chemistry a lot in this movie. It was really cute, and yeah, this is just I really enjoy this film. It has some good songs in it too, like 2000 Man again by the Rolling Stones, and Love 7 and 7 is that the name of it? I think yeah, but yeah, it's just a really cool movie. Even Martin Scorsese likes this movie. He says that this is one of his favorite movies from the 90s. So whenever you hear that your debut film is loved by Martin Scorsese, then that means you're doing something good, and you should definitely keep going with your career. So yeah, that's really awesome. So yeah, Bottle Rocket. That's my number 3. Okay, coming at number 2, we have, in my opinion, his most underrated film. That's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I think this is his most divisive film. And I don't understand the people who don't like it, because I think that this is pretty much a masterpiece, to be honest. Like, it really is. Man, sometimes when I watch this movie, I'm like, is this my favorite Wes Anderson movie? I kind of think, but then I remember what is my favorite Wes Anderson movie, and that movie, like, left more of an impact on me, and of course we'll get to that in a minute, but and then I'm like, okay, no, it's not. It's my second favorite, but god damn it, it's really close to beating my number 1, because it is just so good. And I've even heard some people say they don't like Bill Murray, or at least his character Steve Zissou in this film, and I don't understand that, because Steve Zissou, I think, is my favorite Wes Anderson character. Even though he's not even in my favorite movie of his, I think he's still my favorite Wes Anderson character. He's just so funny, and he's an asshole, but he's still likable somehow. And yeah, Bill Murray is fantastic. Owen Wilson's great too, and Kate Blanchett, who's my favorite actress, and she's always great. Willem Dafoe is hilarious as Klaus, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. I mean, you got some David Bowie, you got Gut Feeling by Devo, yeah, and some other just awesome songs in it. And you also got that dude, the dude who's in the movie, and he plays guitar, and he always plays David Bowie songs in Portuguese, and he even put out an album where it just has those covers. I want to get that album, because those covers are awesome. I love them so much. Yeah, and yeah, this is just, I love this movie. It's just so good, and it's, yeah. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, that's my number 2. would be my favorite if it wasn't for this movie. If this one didn't exist, Life Aquatic would be my favorite, but of course, the Royal Tenenbaums does exist, so that's my number one. Of course, the Royal Tenenbaums. I did rewatch it again just to make sure, and yes, it's still my favorite. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's in my top 5 favorites. Or maybe it isn't my top 5, but it is in my top 10 at least. But yeah, and everybody in this movie is phenomenal. My favorite character is actually Richie, played by Luke Wilson, and it's just it's just a phenomenal film. It's Wes Anderson's best script without a doubt, and also I gotta mention, because I did say this in my original ranking, Owen Wilson's character Eli actually grew on me this time. Like, I mean, he's still my least favorite character, but this time I actually don't mind him. Like, he's actually all right. Like, I actually understood him this time a little bit. I just feel like he's not as used as everyone else in this film, but then again, I get it because he's not a member of the family. He's just a friend of the family, but still, I still, yeah, this movie, it's a masterpiece without a doubt, and I do think it's Wes Anderson's best film. If you think Phantasm Mr. Fox or Grand Budapest, hey, good for you, but no, I think this is 10 times better than those films, and yeah, The Royal Tenenbaums, that's my number one favorite Wes Anderson film. Probably will be even in the next updated Wes Anderson video I do whenever his next movie comes out, but yeah, Royal Tenenbaums number one. Alright, there we go. There's my updated Wes Anderson ranking video. So, thank you guys for watching. I don't know what's next for next week. I don't know what I'm going to do for next week. Excuse me, I don't know what videos I'm going to do. But we'll see. I do have some ideas, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, thank you again for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, share. And I'll see you guys later. Alright. Peace.